Okay, welcome back. My name is Corey Weichel, St. Johns County, Florida, and Jacksonville, Florida Realtor. Today we're going to be discussing new construction in Nocatee, Florida. So Nocatee is kind of the new hot community that popped up a while ago, and construction has just been rampant really all around, and the homes do get snatched up very quickly, especially the ones that come on the market for sale after. In some of these communities, it's very hard to get them. But we're going to be going through the new construction homes available in Nocatee and going through each of the different communities, the sub-communities of Nocatee, and discussing them. So the first one we're going to talk about is going to be River Landing. This is going to be quick because these home sites aren't going to be available until 2021. They have not, portioned them out yet. There's going to be either a preserve home site or a waterfront home site. Preserve is going to be starting in the 400,000s, and the waterfront is going to be starting in the 900,000s. We'll get some more information on this, probably in a handful of months to get more details about square footage and stuff like that. Okay. So the first is going to be the first real one we talked about is going to be the Vista at 20 Mile in Nocatee, and this is a luxury community, kind of like a Tuscany feel to it. Homes are going to be built by the Pineapple Corporation, so very high-end homes. As you can see, starting square footage is just under 3,500. And goes all the way up to 5,800. So square footage wise, these are going to be some of the biggest homes in Nocatee, and obviously starting wise, they're almost double what the other communities start at for square footage. When we're talking about the look, so here's a basic what the basic plans they have. So base price is going to start at $937,900 for the lowest model, and it's going to go all the way up to $1,327,000. But of course, that's just the starting. These are going to be well into the $1.5 million range, depending on the upgrades that you choose, and depending on which home site you do get with those. So that's for a very exclusive type of individual. There's only 44 home sites that are going to be in the Vista. So it's really going to be someone who can afford, a multi-million-dollar home someplace else, but wants to maybe pay half that price and get all the amenities that Nocatee has. Moving on to the Oakwood. The Oakwood is a townhome community by Toll Brothers. They were starting in the mid 300,000s. I know it is going to be showing that they are available. However, that is not actually accurate because all the home sites are either sold or have reserves put on them. So while technically there are two home sites that are just reserved with deposits, you can't reserve a home site right now in Oakwood. So if you are interested in townhomes, new construction townhomes in Nocatee, you're going to be looking at Franklin Square right now, and we'll discuss that in a couple of minutes. Okay, so now let's get into West End at Town Center. If we're talking about location-wise, as you can see, location-wise, it's perfect. It is right by the actual town center that has all the shopping, the Publix, the Starbucks. It's right by the amenities, the water park, the splash park, and the sports fields. And it's also close to the Nocatee Parkway, which is going to get you into Ponte Vedra Beach, and it's going to get you to the freeways to get you into Jacksonville as well. So then moving on to the actual square footage and pricing. So they are all single family. They're going to be priced in the mid 300s. So we have two builders. We have David Weekley and Providence. For David Weekley, you're going to be starting around the 371,000 range, and it can go all the way up to about 463,000. And then square footage on those will be 1,600 and goes to 2,700. On the Providence side, it's going to start a little bit lower at 365,000 and go to 460,000. Square footage wise is just under 1,600 and is going to go up to 2,276. There are two options, and I kind of want to touch on this because it is a unique thing for St. John's and Duval County, is the rear load versus front load when we're talking about the garage. So these homes here by Providence come either in a front load or rear load. A front load is what a normal house is. It has a garage in the front of the house and you can pull in the front ways. Well, the opposite is true for a rear load. A rear load has an alley, essentially just the size of a driveway, that is going to go and feed into all the back alleyways of these houses, which is going to decrease obviously any yard space you would have, but it will make sure that you don't have that garage look on the front. Some people prefer not having the garage look and are willing to sacrifice a yard for it. So that is something to consider if you are looking at this community here. Okay, so let's move on to our next community, and we're going to have to go past the Coastal Oaks here and move all the way to where a lot of the new construction is currently taking place in Nocatee. We're going to start at Franklin Square. Franklin Square is a townhome community. We talked about it previously. It is built by Toll Brothers, the same builder as Oakwood. And they currently have 11 units available, and they also have 5 that have deposits on them as well. So they do have multiple ones available, starting at a little over 2,000 square feet and going all the way up to just under 2,500 square feet. Starting price is around $368,000 and goes to about $448,000 starting. The good thing about Franklin Square is two things. The first is that they have additional future home sites planned here. So there's going to be more townhomes coming on the market in probably maybe half a year to a year. They haven't constructed many of these at all. They're in the process of doing most of the construction. Many of the ones on this side have not started construction at all. So they are a good ways away from that. But you don't have to jump on this if it's something you're interested in, because we have those future home sites. The other good thing about the Franklin Square is how close it is to the Crosswater Park. The Crosswater Park is relatively new to the Nocatee community. It is a small pool area. It has a dog park, and it also has a kids playground. As Nocatee has gotten bigger, they've had to add these small parks around the area in these sub-communities because they don't want to overwhelm their main amenities like the water park and the splash park. Because of how much they've built, there are so many homes here, so many residents here, they have to build this. So it's nice that it's literally walking distance away. If you want to avoid the crowds on the weekend at the water park, splash park, and spray park, you can just go to the nice relaxing pool here and hope everyone else goes to the water park, and you can actually enjoy your day. Okay, so that's going to round out Franklin Square, and that is the only townhome community right now that is still doing new construction in Nocatee. Oakwood sold out, so Franklin Square is your only bet right now until they start building more, which they will. Okay, but now we're going to go to Pioneer Village. Pioneer Village is a David Weekley and Providence home plan site. However, Providence is no longer selling or is sold out, and David Weekley is actually on closeout. So there's only a few sites left, and if you do want Pioneer Village at Crosswater, this is something that you're going to want to jump on immediately. If we're looking at price-wise, you're going to be looking at around $356,000 starting and going up to about $452,000 plus any additional upgrades that you want. For that, you're going to get just under 1,600 square feet, and it can go all the way up to 2,200, a little over 2,200 square feet. Buying at closeout is sometimes a really good thing. You can get a good deal because they're trying to close it out. They want to move that sales agent to a different one. They want to start moving their equipment and all the other stuff to new home sites. They want to start building more. So you can get steep discounts when you're either very early or very late. So if you are interested in Pioneer, that's something to discuss. Okay, so the final one that we're going to talk about, we will not talk about Del Webb because Del Webb is an active adult community. I'll do that completely separate. However, we do have Settlers Landing, and Settlers Landing is kind of everyone has a portion. There are we have six different builders in Settlers Landing. So there's going to be very many different floor plans, many different style homes, which is great for a community. Not everything's going to be the same. However, many of these builders have not even started taking reservations for the lots. So that is always another thing to worry about when there are multiple different builders, is that some start building right away, some start building slower, and then some are gonna save it till later on because they're focused on another project. So you could have construction going on for quite a while. But if we're just looking at the numbers, because they are pre-selling now, or some of the construction companies are pre-selling now, we know that they're starting in the mid 300s, which is going to say around $360,000, and they're going to top out. Currently, they're topping out about $650,000. Once the other builders start building, it'll probably get into the $700,000s, because we're looking at square footage wise of just under 1,600 and going all the way up to 4,000 if you're going for a top of the line model here. But again, it's farther away. As Nocatee continues to build, these are getting farther and farther away. Nocatee is going to continue building. It's not going to stop. The building is not going to stop. We have all these dead ends. We have Conservation Trail dead end. We have Old Dixie Highway dead end. These are going to eventually be developed. There's no way around it. Nocatee will be under construction for the next 10 to 20 years probably. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope that answered your question on any new construction you have about Nocatee. Feel free to reach out. We're always here to help. And until next time, I appreciate it. Subscribe, like, comment below if you have any questions or just any insight at all. If you maybe recently purchased a new construction home or are thinking about it, share with everyone else, and we can discuss it in the comments. So thank you all, and have a great rest of your day.